Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So I'm really excited because this is gonna be my first book recommendations, my 5 picks psychological thrillers that I really love. But before we start, let me just put a red lipstick on my lip because I look so pale and I'm just waiting for my coffee to arrive and then we'll start. Oops, okay, it's there. So bye. My coffee arrived and I bought some club sandwich. Let's see. It's gonna be my breakfast because still morning, but I'll eat that later. Okay, so let me take my first sip of coffee and we'll start. Don't worry, guys. It won't take long. I just need my coffee. Right, so yes. So you guys, let me start this video by saying that there's a misconception that when you're reading thrillers, you are twisted, you have dark minds and dark thoughts. I mean, really? As if other genre doesn't have like violence and murder and other trigger warnings. Not only thrillers, right? And of course, as you know me, I do not read only thriller genre. I read varieties of genres. I read horror, one of my favorites too, fantasy, self-help, business, historical fiction, politics, you name it, right? But it happens that thriller is my top favorite genre. So the question is, why thriller is my favorite genre and what do I love about thrillers? As far as I am concerned, thrillers are so close to reality and I consider myself as a realist. Of course, thriller books are fiction, but also there are some thriller books based on a true story. So here's the thing, I find thrillers very exciting to read. And like I said, it's an eye-opener to the dark side of reality because you can see here murder, violence that really disturbing. And of course, what I really love in a thriller is a good detective, like solving a mystery, solving a case, and the solid police work. These are my thrillers. Also, whenever I encounter mental health issues, of course, a good mental health is very important, but mental illness can be dangerous, especially left untreated. So these are the things that fascinate me. Like I want to understand people that we cannot comprehend in real life because these fictions represent these people who are very difficult to read, right? Metaphorically. I do love the complexities of the characters that I read in thriller books. They just so interesting and I think it's not really far from reality because we don't interact with this kind of people in our everyday life. So reading about them, trying to understand them, why they are twisted, why they commit such gruesome murders, the psychology behind it, and how these professionals, detectives, the police, are trying to understand them and can connect the patterns that these murderers or criminals are leaving behind. These things fascinate me, especially forensic. Forensic is my top of favorite when solving a crime because they are very reliable and you can cheat when it comes to forensic. You cannot get away with it. So yeah, those are the things that I love in thrillers. So yeah, that's it for this video. I can talk to you about, thrillers, why do I like them, why I hate about them, all these things. But this video is all about book recommendations. So, but before I recommend my 5 psychological thrillers that I really love, please check the video that I made titled 6 thrillers with really bad endings. I will put the link below so you can check that out. It's really fun. You can learn there the things that I hate about thriller and the books with really bad endings that pissed me off. So yeah, let's finally get started. So the books that I'm gonna recommend here are my 5-star ratings. So let's start with this psychological thriller book, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. So guys, don't you worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything because I want you to read all these psychological thrillers that I pick for you, and I'm gonna tell you the synopsis of the book and the reasons why I love them. That's basically it. So No spoilers. I hope. I'm gonna try. No spoiling anything, okay? So back to The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. So why do I love this book? It's just because we're not following one protagonist. We're following two protagonists here. The patient and the psychotherapist. So, the patient named Alicia Berenson is the wife, and the psychotherapist is Theo Fowler. So Alicia Berenson killed her husband, and she never speaks again. She never admits nor denies that she killed him. But the question is why? The police is missing the reason why. What's the motive? Why did she kill him, right? That's why she's the silent patient, because she never talks about it. She never tell anyone why she killed him. That's the mystery in this book. And that case intrigued the psychotherapist, Theo Fowler. And he claimed that he's the only one who can make her speak again. Who can make her tell the truth, the reasons why she killed him. And that's basically the synopsis. And if that didn't make you want to read this book, oh well, I don't know why. But that's really interesting. I wanted to figure that out so freaking bad. So, the synopsis is already intriguing enough. But let me tell you the writing style. The writing style is a first-person perspective from the psychotherapist, Theo, and the diary from Alicia Berenson. So it's like first-person perspective, Theo, and then diary of Alicia. It just all connects all together in the end. Alex Michaelides is one of my favorite unreliable authors, so you have to read between the lines here. And let me tell you, this book is a slow burn, slow paced, but really satisfying in the end. It will shock you in the end. Truth to be told, I was mind blown in the end because the biggest major plot twist is right there in the end, like few pages away in the end. So I was like, whew. As for me, this book has a jaw-dropping ending because it's really, really good. That good. Sorry for being redundant, but yeah. So let's move on to the second psychological thriller. Since Silent Patient has two protagonists, I have here again two protagonists, the husband and wife. And you already know that. For Better and Worse by Margaret Hunt. So the husband and wife, Nat and Will, are both lawyers, but when they were in college, they're joking that, we're both clever, we're both intelligent. If we commit a murder, we can get away with it. Until that becomes their reality. Oh no. At some point, I do understand that because it accidentally happened to their son. Their son was being molested at school by his own principal. So that's really, it will touch your limit. Like, that's your son. Of course, they are both lawyers. They know the laws. They can have the justice, in a legal way, in a legal matters. But the thing is, they put the justice system in their own hands, which is very dangerous and very arrogant for me. Probably because they don't want to put their son in a very stressful situation where, of course, the police or detectives will question him and make things, twisted and make you feel more like a victim, but not really a victim, make you blame yourself because you're a child, and that's gonna be traumatizing for a young boy. So at that point, yes, I can understand them. And what's really mind-boggling for me in this book is that you really don't know your partner. You really don't know your wife or your husband. So when this certain event comes to your life, then you will see his or her true character because of this unfortunate event, which is, inevitable. And oh my God, you will see the dark side of your partner in times like this. The writing style of this book is really good as well because we have the alternation of perspectives. First, we have Natalie's POV, and then Will's POV, and then Natalie's POV. So it has three parts, depends on whose POV it is. So really good. I like it. And that's all I can say about this book. Interesting, right? I know. So for the third psychological thriller book, It's another husband and wife protagonist, but much darker than For Better and Worse. And that is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. I've recently finished this book. If you've seen my vlog reading 3 thrillers, you already know about this book, but if you haven't, let me tell you. So we have this protagonist, Tobias, the husband, and Millicent, the wife. Tobias is not his real name. I still don't know his real name. Maybe I missed it out, or maybe the author didn't tell his real name, because Tobias is the name that he's using whenever he's dating girls. He's pretending that he's Steph, and his name is Tobias. So this couple has kids, 2 kids, 1 daughter and 1 son. And they have this very intriguing, no, disturbing hobby of finding girls and then killing them. Why? Because they just want to resurrect this serial killer in the past. Because in their old days, there's this creepy and scary serial killer who was finding girls and killing them in his own way. So this couple used this technique to copy the killing style or the killing patterns of the serial killer in the past, because he's still alive anyway. They are both living in a small town, and they know that the serial killer in the past is not living there anymore. So they want to copy the killing style in order to blame this serial killer, and they can, actually get away with it. Well, that's too good to be true. Until there's a twist in this book. Like, major plot twist. First of all, I feel really sad about this book because we have this disturbed parents. They're clearly disturbed, right? For me, they are sociopaths, and they are mentally ill one way or another. And of course, the actions that they did have repercussions. It's just sad that the kids suffered from the repercussions. They get badly affected by the situations that their parents created, right? And the most interesting part of this book is the husband and wife relationship, because they enjoy their bond by planning, selecting, and killing these girls. So that is beyond disturbing. And here's the thing. This book will not be so good if there's no betrayal. Yes, even though they agree with all the things that they do, they also keep secrets from each other. And that secrets will ruin everything and end things. That's it. I like the writing style of this book. It's really simple but really good. We have the first person perspective from Tobias, the husband. So yeah, they both had a very rough childhood. Maybe that's the reason why they are disturbed. But yeah, in most cases, people who had traumatizing or rough past tend to have this path of committing murders. But not all, but yes, most. But it really depends on the person. So if someone is suffering from mental illness, better to seek a professional help, because mental illness left untreated, like I said, could be really, really dangerous. So yeah, that's it. The 4th psychological thriller that I would want to recommend to you is one of the unreliable authors who I hated at first. You already know him. Riley Sager. Last Time I Lied. This is the 2nd book that I read from this author, because the first one that I read from him was disappointing. That's why this book changed my opinions about Riley Sager, because this one is damn good. Let's start with the writing style for this one. So we have a first-person perspective from, of course, Emma Davis, our protagonist. But since I told you, Riley Sager is a very unreliable author when it comes to this book, you have to read between the lines. I already warned you, so you already know what to do. So the story revolves around this summer camp called Camp Nightingale, and we have this particular cabin. This particular cabin, we have 4 teenagers. Vivian, Natalie, and Allison were 3 years older than our protagonist Emma, Davis. And that incident happened in one particular night when Emma woke up and she never saw her friends again. They just vanished without any clues, any pattern, or anything that can tell them where these three girls had gone. Or was there any sinister happened to these three girls? And that's the reason why this Camp Nightingale had been forced to close. This summer camp is only exclusive for rich girls like them, and it's a privilege to be there, like, spending your summer vacation in this exclusive summer camp with all these activities, swimming, painting, and all that stuff. And then something really strange happened after years and years in this summer camp. Why? The police had no clue. The case had gone cold. They never found these girls. So Emma kept wondering what happened to them. Are they still alive? Are they still there? Are they still wandering? Why did they disappear? 15 years later, 15 years after that horrible incident, the owner of Camp Nightingale decided that they would open again this summer camp. But she wanted Emma to be there, and it's like a marketing strategy that this summer camp is safe again, that nothing will ever happen like that again, since it was the first time, right? So it's going to be for free. Before, you really had to pay to be in that summer camp, so it's for free. All teenagers can come and enjoy the activities that the summer camp is offering, right? So Emma agreed. Why? Because she wanted closure, and she still hoped that she could find clues where her friends had gone off. So Emma is an adult now because it has been 15 years already, and she's in a cabin, the same cabin that she was staying before. So in this cabin, she's with these three teenagers, Sasha, Crystal, and Miranda. So she's the only adult in that cabin. And what's interesting in this book is that after 15 years, same thing happened, same cabin. These three girls, Miranda, Sasha, and Crystal, just vanished. They just disappeared, like what happened 15 years ago. Again, Emma went crazy because the same thing happened again 15 years ago. The girls in her cabin, in that one particular cabin, just disappeared. She doesn't know where to look for them. Why? That's the mystery in this book that you need to figure out. Very interesting. The ending was so satisfying, and oh my god, all the puzzle have been put together in the end. Like, Riley Sager didn't miss anything. Really, really good. Very unreliable author. Again, salute. So that's it. That's the mystery. It's so good. I cannot tell you anything. That's it. Also, Riley Sager has a new book which will be released this year titled Survive the Night. So, yeah, I want to read that book. I hope. So, yeah. So, the fifth psychological thriller book. This is going to be the last one. So, I chose the best for last. And this is a very heavy psychological murder mystery thriller from one of my favorite authors, and you already know him, that's for sure, if you've been watching my vlogs or reading vlogs. The one and only Lars Kepler, and this is Stalker. When it comes to mental health issues or mental illness, this book is my top one. Oh, very disturbing indeed. A lot of trigger warnings in here. The writing style is too graphic. It's so gross that makes me want to vomit because the murderer is very brutal. We have a serial killer here, but I don't want to tell you the gender, if it is, female or male, because that's the fun part. Very disturbed person and likes to ruin the faces of the victims. His or her victims. It's so difficult to not have the pronoun. Anyway, this stalker has a way of stalking the victims first before killing them. So the stalker would know their routines, so it would be easy for him or her to execute her plans. And the killer loves to kill only women. And when this stalker killed the victim, stalker would always take something from the victim, like jewelry or necklace, anything, or a ring, as his or her possession or like a trophy. So the question is, why does this stalker kill only women? So it's misleading for the police and keep them off balance. Again, this is one of Juna Lina's book series, one of the best detectives in Sweden that I'm really following. So, and we have this psychiatrist Erika, which in the end would not really solve, but would understand that these women all connects to him. Like, he knows these victims. Not intimately, but like friends or someone that he knows. But why? Why this stalker is killing women that he's close with or that he knows? And what's the motive in there? And who is this stalker killing women? And who is hiding in plain sight? Interesting. One of the reasons why I love Lars Kepler is that they really have a good profile when it comes to serial killers. Like, they are not the common serial killer. It always has a very interesting, intriguing, and disturbing twist in their character. So it's not like the common that you will read in other serial killer books. So in Lazarus, the one that I recently finished by Lars Kepler, also has a very good profile of a serial killer. So wow, it's really good. The ending of this book was so satisfying, and it was shocking for me. Like, what? That person is the stalker? Like, I've been fooled all along. Like, really, really good. But it's too heavy and it's so dense, if you can see. I would suggest not to read this at night, or since it's Stalker, it's really scary if you're reading this alone in your house, because it will make you paranoid. I already warned you. Read this during daylight and make sure you have someone with you in the house. So I think that's pretty much it. So that's it, you guys. These are my top 5 psychological thriller books that I highly recommend, with major plot twists and really good endings. So these are the books that I would want to go back to whenever I feel like I'm entering a reading slump, because these books are the reason why I love thrillers. I am really thankful to these good authors for producing this good thriller book. So you guys, let me know if you have already read these thrillers, and if you didn't like them, that's fine, that's okay, because we have our own preferences when it comes to thrillers. But if you haven't, let me know which one got you interested in reading. And that's pretty much it in this video, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again on my next one, so peace out.